Well, hello. It's in the afternoon. I decided today, which a lot of you probably do not like beef liver. Well, today that's what I'm going to make because I need the iron. Mother doesn't really care for it, but that's what we're going to have today. So let me get and I'll show you my way, and you will, I will think you would like this. I really do. So what I'm going to do is wash this beef liver in the sink, and then I'll strain it, and I'll be back in just a second. Okay, so now I've got that washed, and I just strain it here into my bowl there. Let me get me a pad. Now what I'm going to do is I don't want these pieces to be this long. See, they're long. So I'm just going to cut them into smaller, friable pieces so that we don't have to fight with that. My daddy loved liver, and of course when we slaughtered the cow, we had several packages. But Mother was just never too keen on it, and I wasn't really either until after I had the restaurant. I would fix it, and I thought, this is pretty good. So I just kind of kept expanding on how to do it and get it to where it was similar to a chicken fried steak consistency. And then I was pretty happy with it. So I'm going to put this in the sink with some water. Wash my knives off real good. Mother says, I said, I'm going to do liver. And she said, I don't care for liver. And I said, would you try it? Just try it. So we've got that. Let's get on. I get my strainer clean because you never know. I'll probably need it before I get it washed or in the dishwasher or whatever. So I always just go ahead and rinse them off so that put some soap on it and get it back like it was, and I don't have to worry in case I need to get it. Then I've got it cleaned. Okay. Now then, I have wiped that stove, and it just keeps. Okay, so now what I'm going to do to that is I always take some onion powder. Probably need my more pestle. I've got some pepper in there. I don't know if that'll be too much pepper. I don't think it will. So we just we can go ahead and put our, this, the humidity gets into this garlic powder. So I just put it down in the warm pestle. And I'll just grind it. If you want to, you can put some of this basil in there. That'll cut some of the wild gamey flavor of the liver. I call it wild gamey. That's just, when you do doves and all that stuff when they used to. So you put you try to use your spices to cut some of that, because a lot of people don't like it because it does have that wang. Not wang in the stew, but just a wang. Let me get that out of that. That's pretty good. We'll wash this also. Not right now, but. And I'll put some thyme leaves in it. I just saw those and I thought, that'll kind of cut that, and then I'll put a little paprika. And then I'll show y'all what I do is I soak this. Let me get this kind of on that. So now I take about a half a cup of milk and I just put that in my bowl with my liver. Now, this is the way my grandmother did it. This is the way I do it. And that'll help kind of get that old wang out of that liver and make it a little different. And I can taste the difference when I do that. Let me wash my knives. While I'm thinking about it. So I'll let that soak probably, I'd say, I'll probably let that soak about 20 minutes, 20 or 25 minutes. Let that kind of get that wildness or wangy taste out. And then we'll be back. Okay. Now we've had that soaking in the milk, the liver, for about 25 minutes. So let's get our Corot pan. You can use your black skillet. Turn that on. Let me get some olive oil. I'm just going to put I've got some in that, and then I've got some in my, probably not enough in my strainer, but it'll keep from having to use all brand new olive oil, because that gets kind of expensive. Got this washed, and we'll set it back there. Now then, there's our liver. And I'm going to, here we go. We're going to use our strainer again. It's just something I use quite often, is my strainer. I'm just going to strain that in the sink and shake the excess milk and all that off. Put it back in my bowl. So you've still got some of those spices on there. Okay. Let me get my, I have it right here, but then you know me. Let me look here. I'm going to get my Pioneer baking mix. This is Pioneer baking mix. Let me get a bowl. Get the big bowl. Let me get Grandma's big bowl. Big bowl, big bowl. It's heavy. These big old bowls. Now, I'm just going to take about, for that much liver, I'm going to take about, let's say, about a cup. Just check here. About a cup of that. And then I'm going to take I'm going to use my unbleached flour. I'm going to put that's my King Arthur. Because I want enough of this to have for my gravy and for so I use my unbleached cake flour because that's all that I have right now. And that's fine. I've got almond flour, Have got all kind of stuff. That's what we're going to do. We'll leave this out just in case we need a little extra for that. Okay, let's just kind of mix that around there. And so now we've got seasoning already on that, but you want to put put some salt in this. I'm not going to put a lot, but I'm not going to go without salt because I'll put about a half teaspoon of regular salt, and then I'm going to do about a half teaspoon or a teaspoon of my black salt, which is less sodium. It smells like rotten eggs, but it gives you good flavor in your food if you use black salt. It's used a lot in the Indian cuisine. Okay, we've got the black salt and we've got the let me get my towel. Get this kind of, don't want to flop it everywhere. Okay. Now then, let me get a regular fork, and I'm just going to take my liver and put it down into my flour. My pieces of liver. I'm going to turn that grease down because it's getting a little too much there. A little too high. Now see, that's why I did so much flour, is so I can kind of just mix this without getting all that extra liquid. With that black salt, you can smell egg, like a rotten egg, because it's got sulfur in it. But you have to be careful. It has a lot of potassium in it, but it doesn't have a lot of so you want this to get really good. Let it sit there, kind of sit, because your liver has very porous, and you want it to get all over it. So see how it's soaking up that flour. Now to take that gamey out, we've done our milk, we've done our spices. And then the other way that will help this is it's not to keep it from being slimy and all that, and more like a chicken fry. It's just what I'm doing here. If you'll do this, your guest or you will be more palate to eat liver. And the iron is just your body needs it. So you see, I'm just mixing that around till I want all that covered as good as I can get it. See, I'll make sure that it's covered, and then I'll just drop it down in my pan there. And I got the big pan because, take that off a little bit. I got the big pan because I want to get all this in there at once, one time. Now I'll show y'all how to do something else that'll make this less. Let's see, mix that all around there. There's a long old piece there. Look at that. Just those little ones, kind of scoot them over now that they're kind of seared. You can get your smaller pieces down in there. Turn your fire up because that cold liver or cool liver will cause your fire to go down. Okay, that's our last piece. Pretty sure. There's a few dregs in that, but that's fine because we'll use that with our gravy. Okay, let me set this out here. Look at this. I like to clean up pretty good as I go. Let's try it. Maybe if I turn the work light on, you can see that a little better. And I just start, once that gets kind of brown, I turn it on over. See how liver's starting to crust up. It doesn't take long to cook liver because it becomes pliable and soft, and that's what you want. You don't want a tough piece of liver. If it's tough, you didn't do it right. See how that's browning up there? Stretch that piece out. Okay, so now we've got all that turned. Y'all see that? I don't know if it's better with the light on or with the light out. Well, the phone rang, so I had to cut that off without saying anything. Thank God it didn't get too brown. See how that was for my scheduling the MRI. I could not stop and take it. Just maybe, we don't want it, but if it gets kind of too hard, so grind that. I'll just put it in a bowl with a rag on top and it'll soften up. Okay, we got, oh, that wore me out. We got, let me get a bowl. And, not a bowl. Let me get a plate. I better just get a plate. One of my plates. Let me get a plate. And I'm going to put some paper towels down there to get this liver out of here. Because I don't want it to get too hard. See, that's a hard piece. Another have to eat those. Yeah, no, they're not too hard. It'll be alright. That's what you do when your phone rings. You have to. It won't take too long. Because on this video, I'm just going to do the liver. Now, I'm going to tell y'all this will be the best liver, if you'll just try it, that you've ever eaten in your life. I mean, wouldn't lie to you. I've had people that would not eat liver to save their neck, and when I gave them this with the gravy and onions, well, they started eating liver if it was made this way. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get let me see if I can find one of my tops. I don't know if I might be able to. We got one of my bowls. I'm going to just set this bowl right over that liver so it'll keep that warm, but yet it will soften that up to where I kind of screwed up a little bit. So now we'll set that right to the right. Let's get this stuff out of the way. Okay. And I'm going to turn that up a little bit. Now then, I didn't have time to prep everything, so y'all just have to hang with me. I'm going to cut onion up. I'm just going to cut an onion up right here at the sink. Y'all just have to visit with me while I do. I hope y'all are doing good. Today is Veterans Day. Happy Veterans Day to all the veterans. I'd always take my daddy to eat on Veterans Day. I'd make a cake or I'd do something. So, but he's been gone a while. He'd be probably, let's see, he would be, how many years old? Let's see, Mama would be 94 her birthday, so he would be, I think he'd be about 98, maybe 99. Okay, I'll cut that onion up. Let me get another, and we're going to peel it so we'll have enough onion, and I'll be right back. Okay, I had another setback. Got my grease a little dark. Now, it's going to look darker in that film than it really is. Let me see if I can turn the work light on. Maybe that'll help. Now, I'm going to put my onions down in I poured about, you see how much grease. There's not a lot in there. I poured some of it in my grease can, so I'm just going, you can chop these, you can leave them cut like this, however you want to do it. I just put them in my pan. Saute it a little bit. Then I'm going to add some my oregano, just dried oregano. Not a whole bunch, but just, I'd say for that big a pan, about half teaspoon. Half teaspoon black pepper. Can do without black pepper. Got white pepper, but we'll use black pepper. Add a little bit of our, let's just go ahead and use white salt, since this is going to be a gravy. I don't want it, want to get that, and turn that fire and get those onions so they're more. Get those kind of, it'll soak up quite a bit of that grease, or it'll coat the onions. But it's sure a good flavor. You got to cook them down though, because Billie Jean, his you-know-whats can't chew them. So we'll just sit there and let that cook down. Okay, what I did is I got the Walmart Great Value biscuits, just took them out of the freezer, put them in my skillet, and I'm going to let them sit there until in just a little bit. We'll put them at 375 and bake them. I never have a big enough kitchen. I've told y'all that time and time again, but I don't think anybody does. I especially don't, because I've got too much accoutrement. I got too many things sitting around, and dishes, and I've got those drawers that pull out, you can put dishes in. Well, they're full. We don't have a dinner party one or nothing else, and I still got all that. I've got to get it cleaned out and get it, because I can't. Okay. So see how those onions are. We want them to get glossy. We want them to get soft. Let's just say it that way in the country talk, so y'all know. Just get them soft. Softer. Soft is. I turned that up a little bit there, so we'll be fine there. And let me get those kind of glazed, and I'll be back. Okay, those have softened pretty good. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of my flour. I'm just going to dip Not all of it. You don't want it that thick. You just want to cook that down. Soften that. Get that grease soft up there. Now fry your flour. Make sure it cooks. It'll be raw and then make lumps. Okay. No, we've got that. And I've got some cream, just a great value kind of cream. Now I'm going to put, I need to use it. So I'm going to put about a cup of cream. Then I'm going to get some I'll fill the rest of my cup up with water. I'm just going to put that in there and stir that. You want to stir that gravy. I see that's starting to thicken up already. Boy, that bit again. You have to be careful, you'll burn your gravy in there. Okay, see how that's becoming a good meat gravy. Good thick gravy. Let me turn my fire off. Get this kind of wiped up. I'm going to get some more water. I'm going to try about another cup of water. Because you don't want that gravy. Mix that around. You want that gravy to have flavor and you don't want it to burn or nothing like that. Go ahead and put that other cup. Go ahead and put that in there because that cream is what. Okay, we're going to turn that off. Get that off of there and we'll just sit here and kind of mix it. That's some good gravy, y'all. You just have to keep kind of stirring it till you take it up into your bowl. And if it gets too thick, you just keep adding water to it, not milk. You want it. That'll be a good thick gravy. Now that you got it off that fire, it should be just fine. So that's your liver gravy. Won't have that old wild taste to it. We get our cream put back up so it don't curdle. Now I've got the biscuits. I went ahead and put the biscuits in the oven and turned them on. And I have never used these Margaret Holmes. I don't know if you've used them. These Margaret Holmes butter beans. Well, I thought I need something to go with that. So let's try old Margaret out and see how she does. So I'm going to get a Karo pan and I'm going to open Margaret. See what she looks like. I researched the company and my sister bought me these and said to try them. I said, okay, I'll try them. I'll give them a review on them and see, because I like butter beans, but I've always make them myself. I don't let Margaret make them. So let's take the butter beans. Well, they look good, don't they? Do that. Yeah. You know everything I do. Hers just, yeah. Get a spoon. And that's some big butter beans. That looks like about what I make of mine. I've checked, these don't have too bad a sodium. But I think mother would like these. So there's our butter beans. Let's put them there onto our little fire and get them going. There were some, look how pretty those are. Those are big old butter beans. So that's what we'll have. The smell is not, I don't know, it's kind of a canny smell. So we may have to do this like we do our green beans and just boil the fire out of them to get that flavor out of there. I can't stand anything that tastes like it come out of a can. I won't eat it. Throw it in the trash. I just can't do it. We'll get that. We'll get this cleaned up. And let's get this up. See what this is doing here. Might chop a little bit of, let me go ahead and take this up in this bowl. I'm going to use this bowl for this gravy. I'm just going to, let's go make it like we had an army. I can't cook small. After I had those restaurants, you just can't cook small. This is small. There's not a lump one in that. Not a lump at all. I always put water in my pan so I don't have to scrub. So now we've got our gravy. Yeah, those have got kind of a, I don't know, foreign smell. We'll find out in a little bit. Probably, I'll tell you what I think that is. That's probably a imitation bacon seasoning they put in there before they canned them. I think that's what I'm smelling. Because it's not real bacon. Or ham. It might be ham or bacon, one or the other. It's, let's see, that says real Southern style, Margaret Holmes. 2 grams of sugar. It's got 620 sodium. You can do it in the microwave, or you can do it on the stove. Old-fashioned, tried and true recipe in every can of Margaret Home vegetables. Only the best vegetables are harvested and cleaned, prepped, and slow simmered. Well, that's all good. That's all good. But I want to know about this imitation ham or bacon flavor that you put in here. Because it's not real. It's not got that real stuff in there. But we'll boil these down. I just want to boil the fire out of them. Like they're doing. You can reduce that. Yeah, I got another whiff of that. So it is a fake. Let's check our biscuits. It is a fake meat, ham or a bacon. I think it's more of a ham. We'll just boil them on down. Not adding no more salt, no more none of that, because it may list on there, that's a lot of sodium for me, but I'm not going to eat maybe a few bites of it. I'm just going to boil some of that down and get that off there. Let's go ahead and add some pepper. I imagine that's one thing that don't add enough southern pepper to it. Mine is Great Value ground black pepper. That's what I like. I've had pepper from Marrakesh and India and salts, and I just stick with the old tried and true. Those are boiling on down there pretty good. clean up. You have to clean up as you go. That'd be good, y'all. I had some spinach leaves. I could make a little salad if you thought we needed it, but I think we'll be all right with just liver, onions, and butter bakes. I'm feeling pretty good today. May try to go on and do a live this evening, 8 or 8:30. We'll just have to see. See, that's starting to cook down. Once you get, that's what you have to do to your beans. Any kind of canned corn or beans or anything, boil the fire out of them. Then it'll be less canny taste. That's my own inventive word. Because I can't stand anything that tastes like it's come out of a can. And they may be delicious. I just don't usually eat nothing out of a can because you never know what's in them. The byproducts that may not have listed that may make me itch or sick, or I just have to be careful. And I don't like the flavor. Matter of fact, I just like home cooking. I don't like something out of a can. Let me check the biscuits. They ain't gonna be long. Hold on. Let me get my pot holder. Get my pot holder. Take these out and see what the. Oh, put a little butter on it, huh? Don't think? I think so. I always butter my breads. Always butter. I'm gonna let those go ahead and just cook down. Well, shoot. I've got everything imaginable. How to serve butter, how to cut butter. I got a butter cutter, a server. I've got all kinds of things in this drawer. So I never can find what I need. I was looking for my. I'll just get a case now. Let's see how those are falling down there. Now those are pretty. That's pretty good where they boil down. Let's turn them off. Let's get that off there. Just scoot it over there. See y'all see. See how that's gotten a lot thicker. That's what you want. Make a lot better bean. A lot better dish. Okay, let's just get our butter and go around and put a little butter on each one of them. That's some pretty biscuits. Y'all, I used to make them every day and they're good and all that, but these Walmart frozen ones are great value or whatever it is. They do just as good. They come out. See how fluffy those are? Those are fluffy biscuits. You know, don't have to wear. Those angel biscuits are my favorite that I make. And they're as big as the middle of that. Let's just take one open and see. See if you'll just kind of fall them out a little bit. Look at the inside of that biscuit. Oh my Lord. With some honey and jelly or gravy. Oh my Lord. That'd make you want to slap somebody. God. That makes my mouth water. Look at that. Y'all see it? I can't. It's hot. Look at that biscuit. Oh my God. I could marry a pan of biscuits. They have everything I want. They're good looking. They're hot. They taste good. They fill my stomach up. My Lord, what else could you want? And we've got our, let me get us another spoon. I'll just go ahead and do a plate. How about that, y'all? Let's see. See that gravy with the onions? Ah, look at that gravy and onions. Now, y'all may not like liver. Y'all may say, I don't like liver. Well, if you were here and I would just say, please, please, just take a little bite. Just a little bitty bite. Because I've had people tell me that they will not eat liver, and they did. They did eat it. Make sure that ain't too hot. It's not cool. I was trying to see, I don't have no room. I'm trying to get our food up here so we can see our liver. We'll take our plate, our bowl off of our liver. Let's see now, there's the liver. Now that's gotten softer because I put that bowl on it. So now it'll be, let me move this. Lord help, let me move this. I'll share it with that pan, kinda, so I can get our plate fixed. Now that's some good food, y'all. That's some good eating right there. Now I'm going to use paper plates again today because I'm not going to do dishes. I'm not going to. So let's take a piece of liver. See, now that's like chicken fried. And we'll do that. Let's do another. Let me set that right there. She won't eat a whole biscuit probably. So I'll put a half a biscuit. And that liver, I'll cut her. Y'all seen the liver. I'm going to set this right here and get I do everything for Mama. She did everything for me. I cut up her food. I do whatever I need to do. See how soft that is? That's just soft as it can be. Yeah. I do everything for her because I don't want her to stress. I just can't believe she's going to be 94 her birthday. Let's see, let's get that other little piece. I doubt she might eat it. Now see, that's just all that liver is just soft. See how soft that is and good? I haven't even tasted a bite of this food because I know my food. I know how I cook. I know. So now let's get some of the liver and onions, and we'll put over that biscuit. And then we'll put just a little bit. Don't want a whole bunch, but you want a little gravy on that. So that's what we'll do that way. Now then, let me get some of these. We'll get butter beans. I'm just going to put some butter beans on there. I'll show you how to cook good butter beans one day. So that's what we're having. This liver, an onion. We're going to have our biscuits, great value biscuits. We're going to have our butter beans. We're going to have a glass of tea. And that's what we're going to eat. Wish y'all was here to eat with us. Because this is going to be a good meal. It's something I don't make often. But right now, that's what we're going to have. God bless you. God bless us. God bless the United States. God bless all the veterans and the people for Veterans Day today. I hope to talk to you soon. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.